Welcome to Sunday School. I'm Miss Sharon, and it's good to be here. It is great to be here. Thanks for joining us this morning. Let's start by lighting our candle and welcoming God and Jesus into this sacred space where we learn about these amazing Bible stories. And today's story starts us on a new unit of learning around the faith word love. And the definition we have for this faith word is a closeness and connection that we feel with God and with others. Love. And how we show that love and how we receive that love. And this story about that we're going to learn today is about a very, very special woman who showed love to everyone. She was just one of those women that the whole community just loved. She was so kind, and she shared everything she had, and she shared her talent. This woman, whose name is Tabitha, her Greek name is Dorcas, so in the Bible you might see her referred to as Tabitha or Dorcas. And she was a seamstress. She loved to sew, and she made clothes for everybody in the community. So she shared her gifts and her love by giving people clothes, by always being that person that was there with a smile or a kind word. And this story is also about prayer and the power of prayer and how prayer can be part of a way that we show love to one another. So let's read this story about Dorcas. It's from the book of Acts in the New Testament from the Bible, and it's chapter 9, verses 36 through 43. There was a disciple named Tabitha. She loved and cared for everyone who was in need. She made tunics and clothing to give away to people. Tabitha became very sick, and she died. Her friends washed her body and laid her body on a bed. Her friends were very sad. They heard that Peter was nearby, so they sent 2 people to find him. The 2 people found Peter and begged him to come back to Tabitha's house. Peter went with them. Peter entered Tabitha's room. All of Tabitha's friends there were crying. Peter asked everyone to leave Tabitha's room, and he knelt down and prayed. Then Peter said, "Tabitha, get up." Tabitha opened her eyes and sat up. Peter helped her stand, and they called all of Tabitha's friends back into the room. She was alive. It was a miracle. So now let's listen to our friend Carly as she tells us a little bit more about the story. And when we come back, we'll find out what's in our Wonder Box. We'll see you in a minute.
Greetings, I'm Carly. In today's Bible story, we meet a woman named Tabitha. Tabitha was known for being really kind and for showing love to all those around her. Her life was filled with serving others and making sure that her community had all that they needed. She reminds me of my next-door neighbor. My neighbor is amazing. She always helps anyone whenever they need it. She bakes bread for people, lets people stay over at her house, and she always says nice things to everyone she meets. The whole community loves her so much because of the way that she loves everyone around her. I bet Tabitha's community loved her like that too, because she helped everyone in need. But something really sad happened to Tabitha. She got really sick and she died. The community was really, really sad. They loved her. They did everything that they could for her. Some people heard that Tabitha's friend, Peter, was nearby, so they went to get him. They didn't know what he could do, but they wanted to make sure that they tried everything. Her community wanted to care for her just like she cared for them. When Peter hears about Tabitha, he comes immediately. Together, they share memories of Tabitha and how she served her community. After that, Peter speaks to Tabitha and a miracle happens. She gets up. Wow, this is amazing! And it all started with love. Tabitha loved her community, and the community loved her during a really hard situation. And because Peter loved Tabitha and the community, he came to see how he could help. In this case, a miracle happened, but the biggest miracle of all was the love shared in the community. Tabitha is remembered as someone who loved and served others. Each of us can do the same. Now, it's time for you to wonder.
Now it is our turn to wonder, and I wonder what's in our wonder box. Oh, you know what this is? It's a mask. It's a mask, and you know what? It was made by my dear friend Marge. She is this amazing, talented seamstress. She can make anything out of fabric. She can make clothes, and of course, she can make masks, and she made thousands of these over the last year for people, to help people during the pandemic. And she made beautiful masks, and I just love my Marge masks that I have. So she reminds me of Dorcas and how she shared her gifts with others and was that person in the community that was kind and giving. So this story kind of reminds us to take time to think about prayer and the power of prayer, and to think about those that care for you in your immediate community, in your home, when you're not feeling so good, when you're sick. Who is it that's there to care for you? And how do they show love? And how do you care for others when maybe they're not feeling so great? Can you lift them up in prayer? Can you say a prayer for a friend this week? Let's say a prayer together. Dear God, thank you so much for giving me friends who pray for me. Help me to remember to pray for others that need help and to show your love for others like Tabitha did. Thank you for mothers and for the love and care they give every day. Amen. Well, be sure and give your mom some extra love today on this Mother's Day, and have a wonderful week ahead. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.